struggle with this angle. Where is the... Huh? Where? Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh. That was not it. Going down. Oh, that's so nostalgic. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Yoko from Japan. Welcome back to my channel. So in the meantime, I didn't post videos here. I was posting on Instagram on my IGTV channel. So if you're not following me on Instagram, follow me at randomyoko. I post videos especially in the morning and at night, like when I open and close my day. So, oh, guys, I need to show you something. Oh, hey, by the way, before I show you something, my clothes are so big now because I lost so much weight. Like, look at this. This was like so fit, but like now it's all big. I need to buy clothes. Okay. So before getting into all the random talks, I wanted to show you guys some of my art because these are on Etsy, my Etsy store. I opened it recently and these are already on, can you see? On my Etsy store. This, like this, and this elephant, and yeah, I know. These are all like, you know, based on like all the inspiration that I get while drawing. Like I usually start drawing like mindlessly. Elephant one, yes, I had an idea, but like I wanted to draw an elephant just to try it. But other things, especially like this one for example, will represent what I think this shows what I'm trying to say, that this is like just, I was randomly drawing here and the rest just followed. And I finished this in about like an hour or so. So this is all like what I get from the universe or whatever I'm connecting myself to. So these, I haven't added this yet. Just wanted to quickly introduce these art for you because these are available and these can come to your home and light up your heart and space. So let's get into a little chat here. So lately I was thinking about how I am sick of being lazy. The fact that I'm not uploading videos, it doesn't show my laziness. It shows that I was living my life. I started to learn how to coexist with fears or how to break through fears, and I was able to work on all the annoying tasks, you know. And also my life coach, I always have to talk about my life coach, but she helped me getting rid of all the distractions that I was having, and so it created all the space for what I really love to do or what I really want to do and that sort of thing. So let's catch up before talking about politics. So what have I been doing? I have been working on my mentality or spirituality, whatever you call it. I've been preparing challenges for myself that here are a couple of examples. Like I have a list of things that I'm trying out. Like I don't have an actual list, but I think I do in my head. And what I can instantly think of is only bring positivity. It's a random video that I saw on Instagram that this spiritual guy talks about. I don't follow this dude, okay, but like randomly I just encountered his videos on Instagram, and I like that kind of synchronicity, you know. It just clicked with me, you know, that I was thinking about negativity and how I am allergic to negativity now, and I was thinking like, what should I do then, you know? And he was talking about what he does, that he only brings positivity, and that's such a difficult thing to do, don't you think? Of course, negativity is not a bad thing. It's negativity comes from all the survival mode of humans, right? That we need to survive, and therefore we need to analyze and think negatively about things to protect ourselves. But in this modern society, negativity doesn't always serve us. So I was thinking to myself, like, I want to feel good, you know. As you guys saw in my previous video, that I've been losing weight and I'm getting healthier. Now I'm getting so much better and so much happier, and I was thinking about what to do about my mentality. And the stage that I'm in right now, I am challenging to bring positivity, only positivity. That's difficult, but it's such a fun challenge, and I suggest you join me as well. Another thing that I've been challenging myself is to break your habits. we feel powerless because we think in the same way and we take the same kind of actions and we meet the same kind of people and all the same patterns, right? And it's very protective of us, but I found myself being very sick of all the same things. I'm really sick of finding myself being stuck or, you know, staying in the same place and so on, and following the same rules and so on. I want to believe in my power, and that's why I started to think to myself like, break your habits, Yoko. And I started to do different things. Like usually I have a set of routines, you know, when I wake up I do this, do that, and that sort of things. I was brought up as such a good kid, alright? So I was kind of a child who follows all the rules that were taught. Okay, even though I was resisting in my mind, and that's why I was having all the physical problems. But anyway, I'm just in the habit of following everything that's set for me, and I wanted to break that and just follow my heart and follow all the flow and all the, you know, things that I should follow instead, so that I don't miss good things in life. So I started to be flexible, you know, breaking my habits, and I'm regaining my confidence this way. And it's so exciting that when you change the patterns of your thoughts, your life completely changes. Like you just live in a total different world, and that's what I'm experiencing right now. And I'm just embracing, like I'm really happy right now. Like I can't believe I'm saying this to you. Like it's so interesting. Life is really interesting, and I think that this happened to me because I have all these tools to let you know the things that I am experiencing and learning. So I started to actually post on what we call Ameburo. It's a Japanese blog service, and Ameba blog. Like celebrities and so on post, and like ordinary people can post blogs as well. But I have an official account because I was getting popular and famous for supporting President Trump. The company gave me the official account, and but I was not using it, and I was like, what should I do with it, because I can't post all the things that I don't have the copyright. But like about a month ago, 2 months ago, I don't even know when, I started to post all the positive things that come to me from above or whatever. I don't know, but I don't know how it happens, but we have all these realizations in life, right? That we somehow end up learning lessons in life. Every morning I started to open my mind and, you know, be open to all kinds of ideas. All the things come to me, and I was telling myself that, and I started to get like all these ideas, like all the perspectives in life, and I started to feel this very, like I started to get like good advice that maybe my subconscious mind is processing, or maybe I was getting some voice from above, like who knows. Found all the voices that I just said voices, it's so weird, I never thought of it that way. But I thought like what comes to my mind is so powerful and very helpful. So I started to post on my Facebook. On my Facebook, there are lots of negative people and political minded people. They do not care about self-development or spirituality whatsoever, but I dared to post all these things because I guess I was accepting that side of me as my new self, right? And I'm like changing my character here for some reason, because I live in a different world now, so I have to adjust my avatar. By avatar meaning me, you know, this body, this character. And so I'm in the adjusting mode right now. And my spiritual friend, she told me to use the Ameburo, the blog site, and I started to post things there. And it's so interesting that I didn't know that I had that side of me to write those paragraphs. Unconsciously, we all have built up all these theories in our head, and if you just output, you realize how much you know and how much like how logically you have put everything together. And like I write it like freely, like, oh yeah, this after this I have to write this to do that, and everything comes like logically without even thinking, and like right. And when I'm done, I'm like, what? Did I write this? Like, what? It's such a self-discovery journey just to output, and a lot of people do that with a journal, I think, but for me I'm using blog site now, and this is just so interesting, you know, that I'm finding all kinds of new side of me, and I'm openly accepting my new self. And some people might miss old Yoko, who is very angry and very analytical. Yeah, I want to see like a new world, and I want to connect with, you know, all the amazing people out there. So I am willing to change myself, and I want to learn more. So I'm very happy right now. But the thing is, politics is such an interesting thing that we tend to think that politics is such a separate thing than our usual like ordinary life. That political field is like a very special place where you need to research and get information 24/7, and you have to follow everything precisely and that sort of things. But I'm coming to this realization lately that politics is what we live on. It cannot be cut off from our everyday life, right? And I have a feeling that you guys already know that. But for me, I felt like politics is such a special thing, and it's so weird that I was perceiving things like that. But yeah, anyway, let me sip my coffee because I made it for myself. I have a big bottle of water as well. I know that I shouldn't drink coffee in the afternoon. It takes like 12 hours to, you know, let go of caffeine, but whatever. So what was I saying? So politics, yeah. For example, Japan had typhoons and earthquakes lately. I know that America is having hurricanes as well. I hope you guys are all safe and everything. I don't even remember the typhoons anymore, but I remember the earthquakes, and it was such a wake-up call for us. The natural disasters are awful, right? But it's always, the nature is always giving us all the lessons. As a Japanese, I always see the natural disasters as the message from our divine power, you know, that there's something that we humans are not doing right. And what I was thinking to myself is that some people love conspiracy theories, right? So every time we have like a huge natural disaster, people start talking about this. For example, there's this group of people that we call Abenoseidas, because it's a pun, okay? So the name is a pun. So like Abe no Sei, like everything is because of Abe. They say like, oh, Abe no Seida, like, oh, it's all Abe's fault. And people say that, like leftists especially, and even natural disasters are because of Prime Minister Abe is what the leftists are trying to say. Those are very extreme ones, so I bet that they are despised inside of the leftist community as well. But Abe no Seida and zu, we put the zu to make it plural, like to show that there are so many people of that, like as a group. So yeah, there's people like that. And also, especially, you guys remember 3/11 that happened in 2011, lots of 11, like Fukushima, right? Like everybody knows that. They still strongly believe that it was caused by the US. That it was some kind of military thing that they did in the water to attack Japan. And I'm like, what kind of America? And you know, the sane conservative people like myself or all my mentors, we are like, what? Like, by America, who are they referring to? Like America, like inside of America there are lots of division going on. So anyway, so there are that sort of people that blame natural disasters onto certain type of people. But I myself, I see where it's coming from, that we have developed technology and all the information network, right? So we are actually protecting our lives way better than before in the past. But the thing is, The problem of the world, not just Japan, the problem of the world today is that we all worship money, don't you think? People are saying like, oh, this is such a big natural disaster, especially the earthquake in Kansai area. The airport got soaked into water. And seeing that, people are reacting to the incident as if it's like a natural disaster, gaining power and attacking humans, right? But I'm like, I'm like, who built that there? You know? Because it's so stupid. So stupid, don't you think? Like, why? It was like an artificial island as well. Like, what kind of idiots made that? I cannot believe that happened. But I showed my reaction on Facebook, and my friend here told me that, oh, it's all the money, you know, because just imagine like establishment in the US, they want a certain thing in a certain place so that they can benefit from that and that sort of thing. So the airport, I bet there were lots of discussions in the economic field and all the rich people talking to each other, and yeah, and that was the result of compromises of everyone probably. So I'm like, I don't know, it's just so looking at those problems, I'm like, I have to become rich so that I can say things to those powerful people, you know what I mean? Just like Trump is doing. Trump is so powerful because he is rich and famous, and he has all this power, and he has all the networks, and he can see what really matters and so on, because he knows the right people that he can trust. And Trump senpai is just so amazing. America had like 3,000 dead people by the Hurricane Maria last year. I saw the number getting corrected. I don't know, let me know. I'm very concerned about all these natural disasters in the world, that we have to rethink about how to treat our earth. Like, I know that it's liberals or leftists that talk about all the, you know, the earth and environment and so on, but seriously, especially we have the country called China, and I live in Kyushu Island of Japan, and it's affected by PM 2.5. I don't know how you read that in English, but PM 2.5, we call that PM 2.5. It fly from China and we suffocate, even in Japan sometimes when they do it massively. And it's like our politicians are so passive. They should just complain to China, but they never do that, and they just give money instead, and they buy the money that we give them. China develops the military technology, and I'm like, what are we doing? And if you realize, Japan always have LDP administration, which is the same one as Abe administration, like the current one. Mostly our administrations are held by Liberal Democratic Party, and as you can see from the party name, it's supposed to be conservative, but lots of them are actually liberals or non-political, because they just carried on the job from their fathers and so on. Abe administration is something that you can trust, okay? I know that Shinzo Abe will be historical, and that he'll be on textbook, and that later generations will see like, wow, there was such a politician in this era, you know, that sort of person is Shinzo Abe. There are awesome people inside of LDP as well, including all the people that I was supporting in another conservative party. You know, we true conservatives want to have a separate true conservative party. We've tried and tried and tried, it never works out because the people here are so still asleep. So those politicians that couldn't make it as a separate conservative party from LDP, they went to LDP, and so there are lots of good politicians inside of LDP as well, but the thing is, there are still lots of leftists and liberals inside of our governing power. And right now, LDP is having this election to decide their leader. It's supposed to be Shinzo Abe, of course, but here's the difficult part of politics. Obviously, there's a limit of number of people that can become ministers, right? and some people just wait and wait and wait, it never happens, and they stop following their leader and start following another one, and that can happen in this election as well. The Prime Minister Abe, of course, has his own agenda, own idea and goal. Like he has his own vision, and he has allotted the people, like all the spots, you know, who to put where and so on. All the politicians, like National Diet members, they are not stupid, so they know it when they have no chance, so then they go support another one so that they might have a chance, right? So right now, if you see politically, the opponent of this election, there are two candidates, Shinzo Abe and Shigeru Ishiba. And Shigeru Ishiba is, a lot of people think that Ishiba is such a specialist in military, which I guess is not so wrong, that he does have knowledge, but the problem of Ishiba is that he is pro-China, so conservatives hate him. So generally speaking, this election, of course, Prime Minister Abe will win, like no problem, but you never know, anything can happen in politics, and that's the scary part, that before the actual policy making, we have to deal with all the political fights domestically. Yeah, that's the part where I'm like, oh, politics is like so frustrating. Nothing good comes in easy, you know, but well, this Abe administration too, it fell apart. It fell apart before, like in 2006-07, something like that. So this administration right now is something that happened after all the hard work. So whatever happens, we need to believe in the good results that we will make. Oh, so I talked about natural disasters. Another thing I wanted to let you guys know is that now we conservatives are having this discussion of the limit of JSDF, like Japanese Self-Defense Force, which is like our military. They're trained well and they have all the technology and so on, and of course they are teaming up with the US and so on, but the problem is they have all the abilities. But for example, at this political event recently, this National Diet member was exposing the facts that, for example, we have this machine to launch missiles, and there are like 6 slots to put missiles, right? But the missiles, we have only 2 to put in, and so on. And it's just not the missile thing. I don't remember which kind and so on, but he was showing like so we have this capacity, but what we can use is actually only this tiny little bit. We have only this amount of missiles, and he was showing the limitations that we have. And on the top of that, think about it, if we have like multiple earthquakes, right? In Japan, we have lots of earthquakes all the time, and sometimes big one comes, but what if there are 2 or 3 earthquakes all at the same time, and self-defense force have to go in, and then China sees it and they come take over our islands? So what's the problem though of Japan? Of course, the problem is that the majority of people are not interested in politics, and they take the peace for granted. That's one problem. But the biggest problem is our economy, and Abe administration is working on it very well. But due to the domestic political reason, they have promised to boost our consumption tax. So then that will affect our economy again, even though they are doing a good job boosting our economy, you know what I mean? So we want to have more and more budget for our self-defense, but it's not an easy way. And for that even, I really admire Trump administration. Trump administration is working on economy, right? Even fighting against China massively. And some people see it as an economical issue, but it's not just economy, right? The economy is the our energy. It's like a political source, right? Of course, it means to boost the economy of the US and boosting the national power too, but at the same time, it's to suppress the Chinese militaristic parts in Asia, and which eventually leads to the threat to the US. So Trump administration really is very good for us, Japan as well, and I haven't changed a bit about the administration, what I think about the administration. Another thing about natural disaster is that if we open our border too much and let immigrants in, we are responsible for immigrants as well, and it's like confusion, like those immigrants agree to come to Japan, like it's their will, right? But once they become the victims of all these disasters, I wonder where the responsibility goes in, you know? That's a responsibility that I personally don't want to have, you know, but at any time enemies will always blame us. So we have to be wise about it. But anyway, this video is getting long, so I'm gonna end this video here. Thank you so much guys for watching, and always thank you so much for my patrons who support my channel, and I will talk to you before you know it. Okay, so have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!